theater belongs to the actor. And the theater is live, you know, and it's none of my people, but you know how your people are, your cousins.
Theater has a place with the entertainer, and the theater is live, you know. And it's not in my kin, but rather you know how your kin are your cousins. When they come to the show, you won't ever see a you take behind a funeral wagon, yo. Hang on, that is a bar, hang on, that is a bar you can run with it, you'll now. The Egyptians attempted it, that correct? They got looted, they got ransacked, end up in a gallery. Gracious, you end up. Did you notice how he was offering a few rude remarks? It appears to be those could have been aimed at Tyler Perry. Fortunate for him, he's only one of numerous who have gotten down on the maker, yet you've likewise, however, been reprimanded sometimes by your own kin, by your kindred partners. Were youing at this time approval, or that wasn't something either that you gave any consideration to as an independent industry achievement? Tyler Perry is a variety of things to various individuals. To some, he's the legend who has opened until recently, never investigated entryways for youngsters filling in the business. And to others, this man has been out and out a dictator, cosplaying in sheep's clothing. Denzel, for one, considering the long stretches of involvement to his belt, is by all accounts ready to see through Perry's veneer. Albeit the two men are monsters in the game, wouldn't you say? It's odd that we've never truly seen them in a similar task. It could appear to be arbitrary, yet we're currently figuring out the balancer. Entertainer could have put forth quite certain attempts to try not to become involved with that situation. With Perry, like the wide range of various people and companies that have gone through their greatest years avoiding Tyler Perry, Denzel Washington is one more individual with experience of Perry's combative history. What about Perry? Is that nearly every individual who is anybody in the business presumably has one horrendous story or the other about the man, from a supposed history of abusing his auxiliaries to gatekeeping open doors in the business from his own friends. Perry is on a superficial level perhaps of the most regarded man in the business, yet actually a savage man whose main need is swelling his generally fat pockets. Even without referencing what Denzel Washington could possibly be aware of Tyler Perry that has caused him to stay away from the maker like a plague. The distinctions in the existence models are quite obvious. Known for his profound association with a profound world, Denzel has never been one to falter with regards to discussing his confidence. You might say he wears it like a brand, yet with the entertainer, being a devotee isn't simply restricted to appearances. He truly works on all that he teaches, which is definitely beyond what a great many people could say regarding Tyler Perry. Professing to be something different is exactly where it begins for the entertainer maker. Word from Denzel Washington's camp is that this man's prosperity has been loaded up with undeniably something beyond deceptive practices. It appears Perry could enjoy added taking benefit of individuals, paying them less for their ability, and making underhand arrangements to remain in his seat as quite possibly of the greatest brand in Hollywood. These things are components individuals appear to have drawn from late proclamations made by Denzel Washington on why the two of them won't ever be named in a film script together. In addition to other things, it deteriorates when you understand that Perry's set of experiences of perpetual hostile circumstances makes things somewhat worse. From the depiction of rich and fruitful individuals we see, particularly of those in media outlets, the vast majority of us expect that they would presumably all get along flawlessly, and by and large they do. This is only one of those circumstances where their convictions end up being miles separated. Denzel Washington is one of the most regarded individuals in the ENT media outlet, not due to the rack loaded with grants and the wrecked film industry records, yet the man is truly thought to be by a larger number of people to be the banner of fairness in Hollywood. This is a person quality. Tyler Perry doesn't appear to have. Tyler Perry has a staggering individual story. A great many people are glad to see the man go from being destitute to a multi-mogul who possesses a fly and a film studio. As a matter of fact, Tyler's process would make his best film by a wide margin, yet we haven't seen that image. A similar tired recipe with Perry shaking a hairpiece and a dress. Perry could very well stand out forever as a person that made a ton of lucrative, a lot of plays that he transformed into bad motion pictures and programs, also that he delivered valuable. And for huge young ladies, 2 films that have been portrayed by pundits as a portion of the most terrible portrayals of minorities to at any point arrive at movie theaters. These are the things that assist you with beginning to draw an image of who Tyler Perry truly is. Nevertheless, the subtleties are much uglier. The primary layer of detail we're adding to this image includes one of these very films. We notice you recall Monique sometime back. She caused disturbances at the Apollo Theater, getting down on Perry alongside Lee Daniels. And Winfrey charges flew about out of line treatment and being shoved aside in Hollywood. Say thanks to applause. You thank you per win. No child, I wasn't dark. Monique went through years denouncing Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry of plotting to disrupt her vocation, since she would not accomplish special work for the 2009 film Valuable without legitimate pay. The genuine show unfurled when Winfrey and Tyler demanded that Monique ought to advance the film without pay. Monique persevered, referring to her agreement. She had just gotten a paltry $5,000 for her job in the whole film, which wasn't sufficient. No, they anticipated that she should venture to the far corners of the planet, advancing the film with the expectation of complimentary. The thing was that I said about exploiting individuals under him again. At any rate, Monique wasn't having it yet. Winfrey and Tyler didn't trifle with her refusal. Rather, they discolored her standing in the business, painting her as hard to work with. Monique spilled the tea. The discussion continued onward, just for Tyler Perry to concede. He began talk that I was hard to work with, saying Tyler Perry told her, "You might need to consider advancing this film, since supposing that you get selected for an Oscar, your next film is $3 to $5 million, and assuming you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. Monique was resembled. Hold up, I'm an individual of color. Where are they paying those compensations? Sibling, she directly up told Tyler, I can't work with the expectation of complimentary. I've done what I should do. I can't go abroad and do this with the expectation of complimentary. They to and fro went on, with Tyler saying he doesn't put stock in offering cash free of charge, and Monique shooting back, I don't trust in working free of charge. So we in total agreement. It's an exemplary instance of conflict in values, and Monique wasn't withdrawing. She additionally guaranteed Tyler Perry purportedly went above and beyond to meddle with her acting gigs. Regardless, there's no rejecting that Tyler Perry has had a huge effect, having ascended to conspicuousness in the Atlanta theater scene and making film industry progress with his media series. Anyway, Perry's process has not been without contention. Reports have course proposing that Perry's self-image extended so much that he conflicted with even somebody as compelling as Denzel Washington in the serious universe of Hollywood. It's frequently difficult to progress without depending on a couple of sketchy strategies, and Tyler Perry gives off an impression of being no exemption. While I'm hearing this commotion, man, it was insane on the grounds that there were no individuals of color on TV before Variety turned into a thing. Tyler Perry was on one out there for quite a while. Dissimilar to Perry, Washington has been more centered around his picture in the business, as opposed to on bringing in cash. You could, without much of a stretch, tell from the kinds of films Denzel is known to effortlessness. Overall, not very many entertainers can have an effect in a film. Anyway, those that can finish the work will more often than not deify the characters that they played on the cinema, with a huge number of feelings to follow, with all that from rage, disdain, or even love for